Folks, here I am again, the DIY CNC woodworker. I guess some of you figured I'd done skipped the boat or something after having posted a video every day or every other day for the last several weeks. Here I've gone over 2 weeks now without posting, and most of that's been due to physical problems I was having, medical problems I was having with this shoulder. Y'all all know my story about my dear mother leaving me arthritis and good sweat glands. Well, this thing got to hurting so bad I couldn't stand it, and I thought, well, it's arthritis flared up. And it got worse and worse and worse, and the pain just become unbearable. So I went down and got some x-rays, and long story short, it wasn't arthritis. I do have arthritis in there, but it wasn't enough to cause a problem, according to the doctor. The problem seems to be was up here in my neck. Well, on this side, actually, in my neck. Nerves were being pinched up here in this neck, and it was radiating out this arm and shoulder and coming out here in this shoulder, and pain was just, well, it was just unbearable. It's been a terrible 2 weeks. I think we finally got it pretty much under control right now. After about 7 or 8, 9, I've lost count, trips to the chiropractors to get adjustments. It seems to have eased off the last couple of days, so I'm back to trying to get a plaque made for my next month's giveaway, my first one of the 2 that I'm going to make. And it's carving now, you can hear it running, but it's Psalms 89, 1 through 2. It says, I will sing of the Lord's great love forever. With my mouth I will make your faithfulness known through all generations. I will declare that your love stands firm forever, that you establish your faithfulness in heaven itself. And that's Psalms 89, 1 and 2. And it's just now starting to carve. Well, actually, here, let me pan over to it. Oh. See if I can get this thing adjusted where let me zoom back out here a little bit. Wrong way as usual. There you go. It's carving away. I actually started this yesterday, and it was about 50% done. I got to looking at it, and up in the middle where it was carving the text, it carved the outline great, and it was all looking good, but in the middle where it carved the text, for some reason it wasn't carving anything. I don't know if the router had raised up. The board could have been uneven. It looked like the bit had broke. That's why I stopped it, because it looked like my bit had broken. But it wasn't broken. That's the same bit I'm using now. I don't know why it did what it did, but it was doing it, so I stopped it. I took it out and milled it down today from 3/4 inch down to a little over just a half. A little over, it's 9/16 I think it is right now. And we're going through the recarving process. It's according to this about 5 hours and 11 minutes. Started it about 10 minutes ago. So we're just going to let this run, and when I get to a point where it's carving the text and it's got a little bit more on there to show you, we'll come back and show you that portion. And then again I will show you the finished carved portion when it's done carving. Prior to me taking it out into my garage and running it through the router and doing the finishing and all the other things I do to it to prepare the plaque for a presentation. So just thought I'd let you know that I am still here. We are working as usual. Everything in the garage is kind of on hold right now. The vanity cabinet that I'm building, that's been on hold for a little while now. Until my arm gets to where it feels like I can actually go back out in the garage and do some heavier work, it's going to stay on hold for the time being. But that's okay. There's no rush on that either. So we will be back with you again in a little while. For now, this is the CNC Woodworker, and we will talk to you again soon. Okay, fellas, guys and gals. Same problem I had before, if you'll notice. From about here over, no carving. I do not know why this did this before. I thought my board was unlevel, possibly. So I remilled it, checked it for level, and it was as level as I can make it. Now, let's put this here and put a light behind it. You can see that whatever you're seeing underneath there is consistent all the way across. That tells me that board is flat. So I do not know what the dilemma is. You can see here there's just a little light coming underneath that board, but it is a consistent light. It's not larger or smaller in any one area. I do not know. Now there's hardly no light coming under that at this point. So that tells me, at least to me, it tells me my board is flat. And as you can see, I've got no text. I mean, from here over, it's just nothing. It was like it raised up a millimeter or so and it was doing its carving. I mean, it was doing everything like it was carving. But the blade was not in the wood. Get this where I can get this off. And the blade is still plenty sharp. It's not like the blade is not broken or the tip's not wore off. It's as sharp as can be. So I am stumped, folks. I don't have a clue what's going on here. Let me go ahead and loosen this up. Again, I milled this board down because when I first cut it at 3/4 inch, it looked like it was uneven. Though a quick check with my straight edge like I just did didn't show any unevenness. But I milled it anyway, and when I got done milling it, see there? So, I'm totally stumped. I don't know what to do. This is two of them, and it stopped about the same place the last time. You get over here, the Y-O, the U is where it starts. It's like the board is lower down at this point. And you can just barely see a trace of a carving here, and barely see a trace of those letters all the way across the first 2 or 3 letters, but then it's just absolutely nothing. And I don't see it. As far as I can tell, this board is flat. At least as flat as it needs to be. So, there you are, folks. I'm back out here. Get this thing turned here and get my ugly face in it. So if any of you got any ideas or any clues, I'm open. Tomorrow I'll try again. I will mill this board down again. It'll be getting pretty thin by then, but I don't know. I've got it set. The cut settings are whatever the computer came up with. Feed rate 30 inch per minute, plunge rate 9 inch per minute, depth per pass is 0.028 inches. And those are the computer generated settings. I haven't changed them. I guess I could probably go in there and tell it to cut deeper, but I don't know why it's cutting fine in here. But from here over, it's like the bit has raised up off the wood. Strange. Yet it carved all of this fine. This border here, that's all carved just fine. Everything's there supposed to be there. Cut everything it's supposed to cut. Some reason in the body here, something's going on. And Don't have a clue, folks. So, either I abandon this text and this plaque and try something else. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll create another plaque with different text altogether on it, different verse, and use a different design on it, if I even put a design on it, and see how it carves tomorrow. I've got a piece of poplar over here that when I mill the oak down, I mill the poplar with it, so I have two pieces that are the same thickness and depth. One's not 3/4 inch and one's not 1/2 inch. I don't like doing that. I like, if I'm going to give out a couple of plaques, I like for them to be at least similar thicknesses. So there you are, mystified. Hadn't got a clue. Clueless, as one would say. So open for ideas. Come on, folks, give me your ideas. Boy almighty, beats the devil out of me. For now, this is the DIY/CNC woodworker. Hope you have a nice day. Good evening.